Australians may need a number of vaccine passports when overseas travel eventually resumes. A unified global system is unlikely to happen soon, if at all. Let's check in with Image Matrix tech editor Duro Sen, the king of tech and the king of most things. So how will this all work, buddy?
Good morning to you, Tim. Well, it'll pretty much work like your normal QR code that you have at the moment to go into venues or whatever else, and that'll accompany your passport. So in the EU, they're underway, and this is probably the greatest example. Canada's also way ahead in this, and of course, Israel implemented the first domestic type of passport for vaccines. But what will happen is that you'll turn up at the airport. Now, whether it's printed or on your iPhone or your iPad or your big computer, you'll have this QR code that will have a digital signature. So that digital signature can't be faked. So as long as they know who you are, and that's with that passport, your normal passport, and one of these pieces of documentation, which is either a QR code on your phone or on a piece of paper, then you'll be able to go through. So Europe is underway. As I said, for Canada, if you're in America, if you want to go to Canada, you'll have to download the Canadian app to then upload your vaccine details. So you're going to find this might be the way moving forward, where you fill out like a visa entry form for every country you're going to, and that has to include something about your vaccine record. So I think it'll be a bit clunky to start with, but it'll be just like any other process. The big issue is, Tim, once you're on the ground in the new country, the entry into the country is one thing, but then going to bars, clubs, and whatever else is another thing, where they'll probably have another type of app, and you've got to make sure that they recognise your details from Australia. So it'll be a clunky for some time to come, but it clearly is the way forward in terms of travel. And I can't wait. I've got to renew my passport the next couple of weeks, but I've got nowhere to go.
Yeah, well, hopefully you will soon. Look, you and I, as people can tell watching, have been around a little while in the media, and this is the way of the future, isn't it? Whether people like it or not. We saw the Prime Minister saying that we're not going to be mandating, but really, what does that mean? That the whole world is going to go down this road, and if you don't have it, your whole life will be restricted in so many ways, it looks like.
Yeah, it will be. I mean, you look at the photos coming out of New York, where they're insisting on going into bars and clubs and stuff like that, and you have people at the front checking your ID and if you've been vaccinated. And in America, it's not a centralised system; it's state by state. But at least here in Australia, Tim, we both got our jabs, and other than social media, sometimes you walk out of there and you don't know what you've got. You haven't got any sort of proof. But there are several ways you can get proof for your vaccination. And there are basically four ways of doing it, but it's through your Medicare online account. There's the Medicare app as well. And this is me signing up, going through the process and just redacting a few details. But as you can see, it's a pretty simple process. As long as you've gone through the process where you download from the Medicare app, that's where you get the actual coat of arms that is contained like a hologram. So that looks pretty much like a fancy dollar bill or whatever else you've got that we have in our modern currency. So it'd be more than a dollar bill, by the way. I think you got a few pineapples in your wallet too, Tim. But that's the way it sort of works. So this is me. You can see how the hologram moves around there. Now that's in the Medicare app. If you put it in your digital wallet, then that will be a flat image. And that flat image can be, easily spoofed. But as you can see there, that's it, and you can share it around. So I could show that to someone, but unless they know it's me with another piece of ID, it's not really effective. So it's got to be you and the actual certificate at the same time. But you're right, Tim. It's the only way we're going to move forward. We need to move forward, and it just means if you've got the vaccination, there's your proof. Get on with it.
Yeah, there's going to be more and more rules go that way. There's little question of that. Now, under-screen cameras are getting